Yo, what's good with YouTube? This your boy Derek Branch here, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today I want to talk about the recent transactions and rumors posted on the New Orleans Saints, as it was reported late yesterday evening that the Saints had made a trade to acquire a wide receiver from the Denver Broncos by the name of Devaughn Vele. Devaughn Vele. Apparently, he fits the need of what the Saints are looking for right now, and that's the talk about the team needing a bigger body target to go along with their wide receiver core. Everybody in the current crop, minus Valet right now, the current crop of wide receivers, the average size is like 6 feet, 6 foot one. You had above means on the roster at 6'2", but he went down with an injury and he's out for the year. So Saints went out and addressed the need. Now, the compensation that they gave up, they gave the Denver Broncos a fourth round pick for next year's NFL draft, 2026, and a 2027 seven round selection. So a little about Vele, 6'5", was the Broncos' third leading receiver last year. Played in um, played in 13 games last year. He's 27 years old. Was a rookie last season, but he started in 7 games. Had over 475 receiving yards, um, 41 receptions, and 3 touchdowns. Now he did miss some time in the offseason. He was in the offseason rehab program with a knee injury. Had one catch for 6 yards in the Broncos' two preseason games. So he's the guy that's gonna be the big body red zone target for either quarterback, Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck, doesn't matter. This guy, I think I like the pickup. I like what he does. Look at the footage of him. Um, they used him a lot on third down. So he was like Bo Nix's security blanket in that passing game with Sean Payton. So I think Kellen Moore might use him the same way. Red zone guy, player that can come in and help some of those situations that the Saints have had issues with down in the red zone with both quarterbacks. So it helps out a lot. Now, the fourth round selection, I think personally that's a bit high, but hindsight is 2020. I've seen a few complaints online explaining how that's gonna be a high fourth round pick. I mean, just because it's gonna be a high fourth round pick, that doesn't mean it's gonna work out. It could work out, it won't work out. It don't matter. But if this guy is good, even though even if the Saints don't make the playoffs this year, they don't win the NFC South. If he put up those numbers, identical numbers, 400, 500, 700, 4 to 600 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, six touchdowns, red zone threat that's reliable. Nobody's gonna say nothing. Nobody's gonna care. He is a bit old. I do, older player coming out of college, kind of similar to Tyler Shuck. He's 27 right now, gonna be 28. I think head into the season. So he's an older player. So the Saints, it's best that the Saints get at least a solid, 4 years out of this guy, 3 to 4 years of production out of this guy. Hopefully he can stay healthy. You know what I mean? But people wanted the Saints to go out and address the need, go out there and find a big body receiver. They went and got one. You know, but like I said before, I wish they would have addressed this in the draft. Guy like Vernon Broughton, the defensive tackle out of Texas, maybe you pass on him. Maybe you get him in the later round. Use that pick on a wide receiver, a bigger body wide receiver, because They had a lot of talent at that position in those rounds. But it is what it is now at this point. What's done is done. Can't go back in the draft. Can't go back in the 2025 draft and unchange nothing because you can't go back and change time. We just got to move forward, and this is what the Saints are dealing with. So there's that. So this ain't the first time that the Denver Broncos and the Saints have gotten together to um conduct business. You know, since ever since Sean Payton has been there, and these transactions have occurred a lot, and this is the first one I think headed into the 2025 season. So there's that. But Devaughn Vele is now a New Orleans Saint. So right now, your receiving room right now, you got this is comprised of Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Mason Tipton. I'm pretty sure Mason Tipton is going to make this roster. Um, Brandon Cooks, maybe Dante Pettis still safe. I hope he is, and Devaughn Vele. You cannot allow Mason Tipton to hit the waiver wire. Well, yeah, you cannot allow Mason Tipton to hit the practice squad. You cannot because he's definitely gonna get scooped up. And guess who could scoop him up? Sean Payton, and he could be their Lance Moore. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's what a comparison that a lot of people are comparing Mason Tipton to. I won't go that far yet, but we'll see. Lance Moore, but you cannot let this guy hit the practice squad because he's gonna get scooped up by somebody. And it very well could be a contender. You know, Philadelphia, the Rams. This guy Mason Tipton will find employment. That's a promise. That's a fact. But right now, I think your receiver room just got better. I think it just got a lot better. You know, does this mean does this mean that more wins could get added to your record? More wins? We'll see. But Devaughn Vele is now a New Orleans Saint as of yesterday. So we'll see how it all play out. In other news, Dianna Russini today, earlier this morning, around 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m., reported that the Saints are among multiple teams, Browns, Chiefs, that are making calls in search of a running back on their team. So now as of now, um, you got Alvin Kamara, of course, running back one. Kendrick Miller, running back two. I'm pretty sure. Clyde. After that, man, it's pretty much up for grabs. You know, Phyllis Jones, Clyde Edward-Helaire, Cam Akers. He may be on the way out. I think, in my opinion, I think Cam Akers is going to be gone soon. I think Clyde Edward-Helaire did enough to make this final 53, but we'll see how it all play out. Phyllis Jones, you got to make room for him on the team because I just don't think you let a guy like that out the door. And he's put on, I think along with Phyllis Jones, along with Mason Tipton, if they had to get let go, they'll find employment. Because I think, even though it's a small sample size, I think Phyllis Jones put enough tape out there to get um, multiple suitors interested in his services. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you add another running back, and I know Brian Robinson is of course on the trading block after the report that came out a few days ago that the Commanders were open for business on taking calls for Brian Robinson in regards to a trade. Um, I've heard some rumors about Travis Etienne possibly being up for trade as well. I mean, that would be huge if you could add Travis Etienne to this room that has Alvin Kamara and Kendrick Miller in it. That would be a huge upgrade. That would be a huge upgrade to this room. Out of the two, out of Brian Robinson and Travis Etienne, I like Travis Etienne. More upside, way more upside than Brian Robinson, man. But if you do add one of these guys that's available, somebody's gonna be on the outside looking in, and that might be. I think if I had to make a prediction on it, it would be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If you add a guy like a Travis Etienne to your running back room or Brian Robinson, I think that's a wrap for CEH and Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers out the door. Village Jones is somebody that you got to keep. You can use him in multiple ways: kickoff return, wide receiver, running back, or running back. Another version of Alvin Kamara out there on the back in the back coming out of the backfield, catching passes. There's just so much things you could do with him, But um, not surprised that this is happening. The Saints. Sometimes it's about timing with the stuff. Just looking at your roster, evaluating the talent, preseason games. You already got two preseason games in. You evaluated your talent. Your running back room, your wide receiver room. You clearly know what's missing, and you go out and you make a move like you did yesterday by adding a wide receiver, a bigger target, potential red zone threat, and Devaughn Vele. And now the rumor today, earlier this morning, about the Saints being in you know, the conversation of adding another running back to the room. So we'll see how it all play out, man. But I don't have an issue with that move because if it works out, it works out. And people will shut up. You know what I'm saying? If it don't, it don't. Oh well, it happens. But they trying to make this team better, man. They trying to make this team better. Contrary to popular belief, they're not gonna go out there and tank on purpose. They're gonna try to win these games. They're gonna try to win the NFC South. And if they don't win it, it's not gonna be because they want to throw away the season to get a number one pick. They're doing it because they are, they're not good. They're losing games because they're just not the better team. But they're trying to add more talent to this team, as you can see by the latest news. You know, so we'll see how it all play out, man. But in other news, though, close things out. Spencer Rattler is named Saints QB1 for the matchup for Saturday's matchup against the Denver Broncos and the Superdog. You know, and if I had to make a prediction on that one for Week 1, I think it's going to be the starting QB is going to be Spencer Rattler. I think regardless of what happens on Saturday against the Broncos, I think it's going to be Spencer Rattler. I think he's had he's put together some good performances from based on what I've read, observed in the training camp sessions recently, and I just think it's just best to go with Spencer Rattler first. And if Rattler's not working out, hopefully by then, Tyler Shuck is ready to go. Hopefully, but right now, man, I just don't think it's good to throw Tyler Shuck out there right now. Some quarterbacks that hurts their confidence, and for some quarterbacks that don't, they just grow from it and be better in the future. But you never know how this stuff can play out, man. But I think it's gonna be Spencer Rattler to start the season off, and they'll go from there. So, but Spencer Rattler will be QB1 for Saturday's game against the Denver Broncos, and also it's also reported that the starters will be playing. Most of the starters will be playing in Saturday's matchup against the Denver Broncos. So finally, we'll get to see Rattler working with Alvin Kamara, Eric McCoy, um, Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Now it's not the full core of the first unit because Fox and Moreau's still out, Taysom Hill's still out, um, Trevor Penning he's out right now, so it's not the 100% full cast of that first unit, but you get most of those guys. So I really want to see how things are gonna play out, and if it's that bad, if Rally's that bad with this group, will that sway the thought process of Kellen Moore in regards to naming that starter for Week 1 against the Cardinals? So we'll see how it all play out, man. But that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What are your thoughts on the Saints adding Devaughn Vele to the roster? Do you feel as though the team gave up too much to add Vele to the team? Thoughts on Spencer Rattler being QB1 for the preseason finale, and have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out.